What are you doing?
Fixing your shirt.
Oh. Hi, Fig and Shooter here. This is my wife. So today's video is going to be about teaching somebody to take down their weapon if they've never done it before. Now, to be perfectly straight up and honest, this is her gun. This is the Phoenix Arms HP 25. Why don't
25? I thought it was 23. Oops.
See? This is the HP 25.
Is there such a thing as a 23? Sorry.
Caliber handgun? No.
Oh.
So, why don't you show them that it's not loaded? So,
Is
remember.
it loaded?
No.
Oh.
But finger off the trigger, remember.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you do that?
How do I keep my finger off the trigger?
How do you show them it's not loaded?
Oh.
This is the camera you're going to hold it in front of.
Well, there's nothing in there. Wait, there.
Oh my God.
That's empty.
Okay, you just...
What? I didn't have my finger on it.
Before you make
See?
a comment, it's not loaded. I know it's not loaded. And I'm going to talk to her after the video.
But I will say, yeah.
Can I show you something?
Wait. This one's not red, so the safety's on. But this one says fire, so that's confusing.
Okay. So one thing I'm going to tell you really quick. When you grabbed it like this and you pointed it at me.
Sorry. This is already not going well.
Most people would really flip out over that. So what you're going to do is you don't want to point this at anything you don't want to kill. Now, I know there's times.
In my defense, I'm not a firearm enthusiast.
I
and
get
also
that.
in my defense, I know that he knows better than to hand me a loaded weapon. So if someone else had handed it to me, I would have been a lot more cautious.
So on that thought,
Okay.
never point that at anybody.
Got it.
Okay? Unless you intend to kill them.
Got it.
Okay, so holding it like this in your hand, finger off to the side, you want to show that it is not loaded to the camera. And then,
There's etiquette for showing it's not loaded?
well, you're not pointing it at anybody, namely me, like you just did. You can show them like that
Isn't
if you
that what
want.
I did? Oh, I had it flipped the other way.
You had it pointing
whoops.
at me. So
I'm already
always-
coming off bad in this video. Start over.
No, she's new to this, so don't give her too much hell in the comments.
Oh,
all
give
right?
me all the hell you want to. I don't read them anyway.
Okay, well. All right, go ahead. And then, finger off the trigger. You're going to pull this slide back and show that the chamber is empty. This is as if you were showing somebody that you're handing the gun.
What's a
to them.
chamber?
The chamber is where
that
the
right
bullet
here?
goes to. So you're going to pull back on the slide and show that it's empty. If you take a better hold
it's gonna
of the
bite me.
gun, and then you pull back,
Oh,
and
yeah,
show
there's
the
nothing in
camera
there.
that there's nothing in there.
There's
There
nothing
you
in
go.
It's empty.
So it's empty. So
Okay.
this is a safe weapon. All right.
I'm not a safe person.
No.
Oh, it says
No, you're
25
not.
on it.
An artist. Anyway,
Okay.
so on the table, because we know this is clean, I've cleaned this since the last time you fired it.
Full disclosure, that was before we moved to Minnesota.
It is. We have a magnetic bowl to put your parts in, because you're going to tear it down.
There's going to be parts.
We have some oil, because you're going to get to lube it up. And I got you a clean cloth.
Thank you. That's for the gun, isn't it?
Yes.
Damn it.
For when you're oiling the gun. And we have coffee to make this much easier. So, cheers.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to need to add something to mine at the end of this.
Yeah, is this a t-shirt?
It is a cotton
Oh, there's
cloth.
two. Can I have one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay. This is going
Can I take it
well.
apart now?
Yes.
Okay. Don't
So-
tell me, just let me.
Okay, so she's
beat
going to
me
go
to it.
ahead and take this apart without me telling her how first. Hopefully not too many parts go flying.
I promise nothing about flying parts. Don't.
For those of you who know how to take these apart, you
I
know what to watch
apologize
out
in
for.
advance.
And this is what people go through the first time they try to tear down a gun and they don't know how to do it. So
I'm not shooting it at you. Dang it.
So we're going to give her some time to try this.
Ouch.
And if you hear some noise in the background, that's my kids screaming. They do that.
Oh, it says safe now. Oh, here's
Okay.
No, that's
No,
not spot.
that's for the releasing that.
Okay.
Yep. So
What does this do?
the point is, going into this, some research is usually good. So show them on the camera here what you've already done.
I pushed up this thing and now it says safe.
Okay, so
That's about
she's
as far as I've
locked
gone.
the slide back at
And
this point.
I tried to pull this thing, but that didn't work.
Actually, can I give you a hint?
Please?
That actually is the right thing to do.
Oh, it
You
is?
pull that forward.
I just didn't do it right,
And you have to pull really, really hard.
but it hurts my finger.
So you can push it against put this piece against the table,
Uh-huh.
and then push down on either side.
Oh, of this?
Yeah,
Oh my god. Like up or
push downwards toward the table.
like straight down?
Yep. And then your barrel should tip up and come off.
What's a barrel?
That's the barrel right
Oh.
there.
Okay. All right, I need to turn this way or else I'm going to point this at you.
Don't put. Okay,
I can't get that off.
so we put it down towards the table,
Okay.
and using the force of the table, you're holding it straight down. You push forward.
Oh,
And
screw
you tip the
off. You
barrel
made
up.
it look so easy.
No,
Look,
because
it hurt my
unless
finger.
you know, so now we're at this point on the gun. We have pushed these forward and lifted the barrel up. Now, those of you who have done this before will know this is pretty much a step. But if you've never done it before, this is what people go through. So if you've never taken a gun apart before and you're feeling like, oh, a little bit concerned about, don't.
Okay.
Because that's what people do.
I have
Now,
a question.
I'm going to give you a warning right here.
Is the spring going to come flying out?
Oh, yes, it will.
Okay.
If you let that go flying, or if you let that slide go forward, that spring is going to go.
Is it supposed to come out?
A quick general cleaning can stop right here.
Oh, woohoo! I
Okay.
did it!
A full cleaning would be to slowly release, holding to this, and
then just...
slowly release this,
Okay.
and holding this real tight, the slide. You're going to hold that real tight, release this with your thumb.
My thumb doesn't reach that
Oh.
far up.
Okay, well, with your finger then. Here, I'll help you. There you go. And then slowly let it go forward. There it goes. Careful, don't bend the spring.
What am I supposed to do
Let
now?
it go now.
But it's going to
It-
break.
No, it won't.
Okay.
Let go. Let go.
It didn't do anything.
Because the spring shot out.
Oh.
And no, don't pull back any further. You're going to bend the spring. So don't bend the spring. And then you just pull it forward.
Oh, I
and pull the
thought I was
slide
trying
off.
to take the spring out.
No, you're pulling the slide off. So the slide. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit of trouble later on.
Did I screw it up?
You may have. Nope, it's good.
Okay.
Okay, so now that's completely apart as far as it needs to go.
That's as far as it...
That's it.
I
So-
was led to believe this was a lot more parts.
No.
Not by you,
No.
but just in general.
Guns in general nowadays are, it depends on the gun. There are some guns that are a lot more parts to take apart.
Can I try to put it
And
back together?
there are a lot more parts to this that can come out.
But I don't need to do that.
But generally, most people will never do that. In this case, we're not going to make you go through that.
Thank you.
So, what you're going to do is you're going to oil it first, and I have a very small amount of oil here.
I hate this
And-
part.
This is not the stuff that you hate.
It's
this
not?
No, this doesn't smell. You're thinking of the hoppies you don't like. So all you have to do is put a very small dab. See where it's worn?
Mm-hmm.
See, there's like sections where it's worn, like down under here. You have points where it's all whited out.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm pointing out to her, and I'm going to show you. Oh,
I
imagine
told you.
that. I did get a message.
But what do I know?
Well, anyway. Well, this may not be usable, so, okay, there we go. So what I'm pointing out to her is right here you've got wear points, You've got a wear point right there, and you've got a wear point right there. On the slide, there's a wear point here and here, and then of course down in here you've got wear points.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Say I had another gun.
Mm-hmm.
Would the white parts be in different places?
It's possible.
Is it like different for each one?
It is, yes,
Okay.
yes, and it gets to be a little more difficult when it is a stainless steel gun because you don't have the white parts or the
Right,
metal.
you can't see where the
It's a
black
you
stuff
can,
rubbed off.
but it's a little bit more difficult.
Gotcha.
It's
I get
scratched
Sure.
as opposed to a different color
Right.
entirely. So what I want you to do at this point is you're going to just put a dab, just like a little drop of this oil on each one, or on like an area. So like this whole area, you can put a dab here and then use the cloth to. Okay, and then use the cloth to
Was that too
put
much?
it in. Nope, that's good. And now use your cloth to wipe it in. I would generally just use my finger, but that's okay.
You specifically said use my cloth, and had
well,
you
because
not,
I
I'd
know
have done
you're
it anyway.
use it right there.
Right here?
Yep. And then
Is
use
that
that
too
same,
much?
nope, just take that cloth now and wipe across it, and then wipe the cloth across that one.
What about this one? This is all gross too.
That's the hammer, that's okay.
Oh.
Go ahead and use the cloth to wipe across here because you got a bunch on the cloth.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Okay.
Ew.
And
Look
then
at how grungy it is.
that's just the oil.
Oh.
And then put a dot there. And then wipe across that. There you go. All right. So now we've got the we've got the lower wipe or oiled. So now what we're going to do is we're going to oil the upper. So you've got down in
that's
here.
got
See,
bunch
that's
of-
already got oil. So use your cloth and wipe that all the way to the back. There you go.
Ew.
And then go ahead and get see the groove here?
Yeah.
You're going to get it in the groove. That groove down there.
Oh, like way down there?
Yep. So just drop. Perfect. Good. That side. Same thing. There we go. So now you've got oil there,
What about
and then
right
just wipe
here?
across here and here with the cloth. You got a ton of oil on that. And then around the front there. There you go. So now that's oiled. And then, see up here on the tip?
Oops. How
Get a
is this
little
so
on the tip.
grungy? Because I never freaking use it.
It's not really grungy.
It's grungy.
That's mild. Okay, and then you've got here, and here. Now what I normally do is put a dot here and then use my finger
I'm not using my finger.
and give it like a sheen or
disgusting.
coat. Go ahead and put a drop there. And then use your cloth. And then here. You don't want to wipe it all off. There you go. And then over here on this side.
Wah.
There you go. So now you've gave it like a little sheen of oil. See how it's all like shiny?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all you want. You don't
Should I
want a
put some
whole
on this
bunch.
thing?
You can put a little on here because the spring is going to move on there, and then I would not wipe that off. I would leave that on.
Okay.
So now you've oiled up all the pieces.
So I'm
Okay.
done with this?
So you're done with that. So we can put the cap on this. Oh, I can't get the cap on, and the other side's got the hole. All right, so we're going to put that aside. All right, so now we've got all four of all of our pieces here, all five. So now you have to reassemble it.
Okay. I
Okay.
can do that.
So
I can
What are you
remember
gonna
stuff
do?
like this.
Okay.
I am going to first put this this
what?
thing in here. And then I'm gonna
Okay.
put this thing
Oh
on.
no, this part goes on,
That
and
goes
the
on
small
first?
part goes to this side. So this is the small part. See how the coils are a little bit tighter here than on the other side?
Okay. This goes on here.
Yep. Okay. So now I would do it like that because you bent it. Okay. So now there is a trick to this, and I can tell you up front. So when we first got these guns, I had to figure out how to get these back together and to take them apart. Taking them apart's pretty easy. Getting them back together was a little more challenging due to the fact that if you don't know what you're doing, you could do stuff like this.
Oh, am I doing it wrong already?
And you'll send that spring just flying.
See, that's why I was
This
going to
is
put the
not
spring
a
in
captured
second.
spring. So there is a trick to doing this.
Can I put the spring in second?
You can try it.
Okay. That's
Don't
what
bend
I'm
the
gonna-
spring.
Okay.
It doesn't go that far forward.
Oh, it doesn't.
Nope.
Oh, there's the dealie. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to go back, right?
So it is a bit more challenging
Hold on.
than putting the spring.
Aha! Did I get it on?
It's on.
Woohoo!
Now, if she gets this, I'll be impressed. And she may have figured out an easier way of doing this than I did. So that's, hey, letting somebody new do it.
Which
you
side
never know.
is the little side?
This side have
Okay.
more coils.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, all right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to hold on. You can't put that in yet.
The hell I can't.
No.
Do
Okay.
I have to put this forward
So this, because where you have to put this
Is
is
back
against.
here.
Yeah, it's back there. Wait. Before you pull that back,
again? Which side's your side again?
this side.
Thank you. That was no joke. That went flying. Okay, done.
All right. So before you pull that back, can I show you the
Alright.
trick that I found?
But then
No,
it's
no, no.
not
Leave it together the
doing
way it is.
I let go and it.
Okay.
it
So
boinged.
this spring has to be held in until you get it all
So
the way
I
back and locked.
Hold it with my finger.
You could try that.
Okay.
I tried this too, and you may have the dexterity in your fingers to do it. Watch your eyes.
Get up there, you son of a bitch. Oops. Sorry. Does this button go up or down?
Up.
Don't break my finger!
Okay, so you're about to bend that spring up.
I'm not.
Okay.
I need an extra finger.
Well, that's what I was going to show you. There's actually a cheater way of doing this.
Is there? Okay.
So, no, don't take it out.
I'm not.
Leave it
I'm
in.
just making sure it doesn't fly up and hit me.
Now, slide it back with that on there.
Well, son of a...
I swear to God, that'll work.
It's not going now. Oh, with it right there. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I do, my hands are too small to do this.
All right, hold on.
Ow.
So, the trick is you turn the barrel around like that, and you slide the whole thing back with the barrel over it. So the barrel actually holds it in place. The barrel is supposed to be there. So then you get this all the way back, and then you can slide.
See,
this
that's
up.
where I was having a problem, is that thingy would not slide up. Did I put it on wrong?
No, that should slide up. Let's see. Let's give it a try
That
again.
was not my fault.
Correct. Or you just lock it back with your thumb and do that.
Well, if I'd known that was an option.
There we go. It didn't lock all the way forward. Let's give that a try again. So, yours is tight. Ooh. That's what she said.
Edit that out.
Okay, so
Okay, let me try again.
so
He
using the
gave me an
barrel.
unfair thing there.
So using the barrel, hold it down, and then slide back with your other thumb. And once it gets back and it's captured,
It's captured me.
in other words, pressed in,
Do I have to use a barrel?
you don't have to.
Because it's easier to pull this thing back.
Hopefully we got that on camera.
And then shoot at something. And then pull this.
Wait. So pull. You should have not let go of the trigger. So go ahead and pull it back. Let go of the trigger now. Pull it back.
It won't go back. I think I broke it.
Try again.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. And now what?
Now let it go.
Okay.
Pull the trigger and keep the trigger held.
Okay.
Now pull it back holding the trigger. And now release the trigger and then pull the trigger again. And it's functioning. So now the other thing to test is you can pull the hammer back, put the safety on, and does the safety still work? You pull the trigger, does it go? No. So the safety works. So you just didn't break that. You didn't break anything when you opened it. You did a good job.
I almost broke the spring. Look at my hands!
The larger guns that have the pre-captured springs are easier. This one arguably is more difficult. This one
I'm not taking apart another one.
This one is a much easier. This would be the 380, just for everybody to see. I just took everything out. Is it on still? So essentially this one is a much easier one. You pull out the side pin, you let go of the slide, comes apart.
That does not look easier at all.
Barrel, everything comes out. That comes right apart. That's filthy in there.
You have the lid on still.
There we go. There. Just not used to doing this on camera anymore. Haven't done this one in a while. There you go. That one's back on. My goodness.
Kind of judging you right now.
You should be. I'm judging myself.
That's not good.
What's not
It's
good?
falling apart.
It's supposed to be like that.
It's broken.
Oh, I need a new gun. It's broken. There you go. And it functions. So, as you get into this type of gun, much easier to use, much easier to clean, much easier to take care of, and of course, gets more lint on it. You can tell
That's
it
because that
spends
one
a lot
spends
of
all the time
in
in
my
your
pocket.
pocket. Yeah.
Wow. I need to take that one out and clean it up more often.
So, question.
Yes.
As someone who is me,
Mm-hmm.
who again has no interest in anything firearm related except
Yes.
him, what would happen if I just left it in the box and never bothered to do any of this?
Well, most of the modern firearms won't be an issue. With something like this, which is lower cost, you want to take it out and make sure that there's no rust forming on it. There's a lot of alloys in here that may rust, whereas something like this you wouldn't have as often. But you do want to take them out. You want to make sure you keep them oiled.
But what if I didn't?
If you didn't, then you could end up with failures to fire, failures to feed, failures to eject. There's lots of small parts in here that get rusty. There's bare metal pieces down in here. This is your extractor, which pulls the shell that's
Oh,
spent
gotcha.
out of there. And if it doesn't have enough, if it's not in, if it's out, it won't extract the shell.
I've
so
seen
the
it
next
do
one
that,
won't
right?
go in.
Not this one, but you had one that used to
I
do
had
that.
one that used to do
Okay, I
that.
remember that.
And then, of course, when you pull the trigger, if the inside, if the striker chamber where the striker pin is, the firing pin is,
Okay.
if that gets rusty or corroded, or if there's dried up oils and garbage in there, then the firing pin won't go through and it won't set off the round. So there's a lot of things that can happen if you don't do that. In fact, in extreme cases, salty weather, salty air, you can end up with a gun becoming
stuck.
corroded and very difficult to function. It may slide back with force, but when you release it, it doesn't move forward smoothly, so it stops and it won't feed the next
So,
one in
like,
the chamber.
Go with me on this because
Mm-hmm.
this is how I make this make sense. So when I had that camera and took it to the air show, the
Mm-hmm.
lens going out went fine, but when the dust from the dust storm got into it, it crunched coming back in.
Yeah,
Same
pretty
concept?
much. Same
Okay.
concept, yeah, because something's in there and it's not able to move.
Right,
You're
right.
forcing it to go this way.
Right.
When you release it, you're hoping inertia and the power of the spring will do it, push
Right.
it forward. And that just won't happen. So you definitely want to make sure you keep them functional. Also, this is a tool. So, I see the smirk. This is a tool. You want to make sure it's functional. And if it's a tool that, if you need it, you don't want it to malfunction.
True.
So this is something where, I mean, if it's just going to the range and it malfunctions, it's embarrassing, but it's not really a big deal. If
Full disclosure,
Somebody's
I
in
would
your
not
house.
be embarrassed by that at all.
I know you wouldn't. The average person might be, or the avid shooter would be. But if somebody's breaking into your house, you want this tool to work. You don't want it to fail. So that's primarily what they're for.
Okay, and just to put you guys' minds at ease, because I know that I come off like a total idiot in this video. I know that. Because I don't know anything about this. But here's the deal. If I heard an intruder or something sketchy and he wasn't here, my first instinct would not be to reach for this gun. No. My first instinct would be to open the safe on his side of the bed and pull out his gun.
Yeah.
Because even though it scares me because it moves, I won't hesitate to cut a bitch.
Also, full disclosure, when I'm not here and I'm like traveling, I leave a different gun that I know she can handle in that in that safe. So it's not something that she's going to run to this gun, because this one's, honestly, it's better than nothing, but I wouldn't consider this self-defense. This is on the lower end of it. And as any of you have seen my past videos, I want her to get something a little more powerful than the 25, possibly a 32. But we'll see. So what do you think? After you've done it, do you think you could do it again if you had to?
If I had to, I think I could. I in no way, like if I had to do this specific one, I could do it. If you handed me another one, I'd probably give the blink blink look again. No, I saw the spring go flying on that one. I'm not going there. No.
That was my fumbling fingers. All right, well, this has been a long video for me. But once again, my wife, thank you for helping me. And this is her HP 25, and she now knows how to take it apart.
And she now knows it's not a 23.
Like yes, she does.
That's important, right?
I'm going to ask you in a week. Anyway, this is Pagan Shooter. As always, go ahead and give me a like, share, and subscribe. If you found this helpful or entertaining in any way, go ahead and share this video with people you know.
Don't share this video!
And
no one needs to see this.
Go ahead and check out her channel. I'll go ahead and leave a link at down below. She's got
none of
Chrissy
this
Mazer.
Will interest any of you. No.
She does
don't come to my channel and leave
weekly
hate.
Planning and weight loss, as well as motivational videos. This is Pagan Shooter. We'll see you guys next time.